Hello everyone, Scott Gonzalez, and today I'm going to be sharing with you the 3 steps on how to get more landscaping jobs slash clients slash customers. And for today's video, we're going to be covering 3 different steps, right? So we're going to have step 1 is standing out from your market. So what is standing out? Standing out, if you look currently at the market right now, of landscapers, everyone is pretty much offering the same type of job, right? Everyone looks the same. Now, what does that do for potential customers? Well, potential customers see that from what it looks like, everyone's offering the same exact job. So the customers are like, oh, I can just choose the cheapest person and go with them since everyone does the same thing, right? What do we call? We call this a commoditized like service, basically. You got high schoolers doing landscaping or lawn maintenance or whatever. Now, if you're a landscaper and you want to sell more high ticket jobs, 1500 plus patio pavers, retaining walls, or anything, this video should be a really, really good help. So how do you actually stand out from your market and get more customers? Standing out is by actually creating what we like to call a killer offer. Now, how do you create a killer offer and why does a killer offer get me customers? So a killer offer allows you to stand out from the crowd by competing on value and not on price. Now, a killer offer also allows you to charge way higher and not even be in competition with your competitors, so to say, right? So what are the factors of having a killer offer? Like, what does it have, right? I'm going to give you an example of a killer offer right now. Let's see. Yeah, let's just keep it at this. Keep it simple. Golf course lawn year round. That's an offer, right? It's a killer offer because you stand out from the market. You stand out from people doing, hey, we'll mow your lawn, right? You have a dream outcome. So that's one factor of an offer. Golf course lawn. So we like to call a dream outcome. Dream outcome. Year round. It's another part of the dream outcome. Now, golf course lawn year round is obviously like a simple sentence. Now, how much do you think you can charge? How much do you think, I guess, somebody will pay for a golf course lawn, right? You think of golf courses, pretty wealthy people, very nice, lawns, and you think expensive, right? If you want a golf course lawn, it has to be maintained, has to make sure there's no weeds there, the right type of grass, right? As you can tell, like the price goes up more than just like, lawn maintenance, right? Now, depending on the type of golf course lawn, right? Like for me, my grass is okay. If it gets cut pretty frequently, it looks like a golf course lawn. Now it's not exactly like it because obviously I don't have a golf course lawn, but you get the deal. This versus something like we mow your grass. Now, which one of these can you price higher? You stand out from the rest of everyone. 99% of your competition is doing this right here. This is where the big money's at. It's because you're standing out. You have a killer offer. Of course, this is just an example. Let me grab my rag here. The components, so you can see one of the components is dream outcome. The rest of the components of a killer offer, I do go more into depth on this in another video that I'll link right down in the description. So if you haven't had or created a killer offer, definitely watch that video. Now, it has 4 parts. You have dream outcome. You have perceived likelihood of achievement. I'm going to just draw this out. Time delay and effort / sacrifice equals value, right? So Now it looks a little crazy, so I'm going to break it down. For you to have a killer offer and a very valuable offer that makes you stand out from the market, you have to have pretty much all four of these things, okay? You have your dream outcome, right? So what does the customer actually want? You know, typically most customers want a transformation or something. Dream outcome, how likely can your company get them the dream outcome? So this is things like 5-star reviews, that's why they're important. Another one is before and after photos. Have you done other customers' grass and it made it look like a golf course lawn, before? If you have that proof that, that basically supports that you can get them the dream outcome, that helps your offer. Now, this is what we kind of want to focus on, especially in this market, is the time delay. So how long will it take for them to get the dream outcome, right? Now, the faster you can get them the dream outcome, the more you can charge. And then also, how much effort / sacrifice will they have to do to get to, provided, for them to get the dream outcome? Now, like, do they have to do the work themselves? Of course not, right? But, if they have to do the work themselves, the price goes lower because they have to do work. But if they don't have to do anything, not even lift a finger, talk to you one time, you can charge pretty high for that, right? Now, obviously, there's a happy balance in between all these, but typically you want your killer offer to have all four. So that's all I'm going to dive into on the killer offer part. But standing out in the market and a way to get more clients is definitely by having an offer. Now, if your landscaping business provides multiple different services, I would question it, right? Now, you probably started it just because you could do a lot of different things, you could, serve more people, right? I would really want you to break down on your business goals and what you want your business to be doing. Because we spoke to a lot of our clients, and we work with like high-ticket landscapers, and a lot of them kind of don't know what they want in the beginning. Now, what I would suggest is look at your business and what you're currently offering, and if you were to get if your calendar was to get booked out with one job that pays you a great amount in terms of like, high ticket, something that's super expensive, that if you would be over the moon if you got your calendar just with these jobs, how many of those jobs can you handle, and why don't we just focus on getting more of those jobs compared to the other ones, right? Because if you're getting jobs like patio paper, what would happen to your business if your whole month was booked with patio paper type of jobs, something high ticket? Would you be able to handle a whole month's worth of jobs like that? Or, would you be happy with that profit margin with that type of job? All right, like which one would you rather have more of? Have 1,000 customers doing lawn maintenance, or have a good amount of customers doing patio pavers, retaining walls, something high ticket that you can knock out, get really good at, and just do that one thing, right? So that's what I want you to think about, is with your offer, is just think of one core offer that you can do that is high ticket, and preferably, you can do a lot of, right? You can even have a medium. You can have something that's semi-high ticket, but it doesn't take you that long to do, and you can do it pretty quickly, right? Because look, we're in the business of making money, so let everyone else compete at the bottom doing the $60 lawn services, right? Now, if you have clients that are already on a plan like that, like a maintenance plan, obviously keep them. But want to focus on something that you can charge a lot of money for, and that you just would rather have, right? Because it's possible. Like, we have clients right now, who made $14,000 worth of jobs in the first month of working with us. Now, I'm going to show you all this for free. But so we have step one is standing out with a killer offer. Now you have step two is get visible. So what does get visible mean? Get visible is, now that you have your offer, we have to get a lot of people to see this offer, right? A lot of people who have the money, who have the authority, who want your offer, right? You can't do that if you're not online. Now, what do I mean by being online? First things first, make sure you have a Google business page set up. If you don't, I'll provide a link in the description below to how to do that. It's pretty simple. Should be a basic thing, kind of like filing your LLC. It should be, like, your business should already have a Google business page. If you don't, no worries, all right? At least you're watching this video and you're gonna do that right now, right? Anyways, get visible. Now, there's 4 ways to get customers, right? You have, let me write this down. You have warm outreach. Now, what is warm outreach? Is reaching out to people you already know, past customers, people in your contacts, people on your list, people you've done business with in the past. Those are people who know of you that you can reach out to. Now you have 2 is cold outreach. So this is reaching out to people you don't know, doing things like door knocking, right? That's cold outreach. And then you have 3 is paid ads. So this is paid advertisement. This is paying Google. This is paying Facebook, paying a business like us to do your ads. That's paid advertisement. So you're paying to get eyeballs. And then you have 4 is referrals. So referrals is just reaching out to your previous customers and asking them if they have. That's kind of falls in line with warm outreach, but asking them if they have anybody who would love the offer, right? If you have capital to spend on your business, in terms of you got some extra profit that you can reinvest back into the business to grow even further, ignore this, and focus on paid ads. Why do I say focus on paid ads? Now, I am a little biased just because I have a business that does this, but the reason why we have a business that does this is because paid ads is the fastest way, the most predictable way of growing your business, because you're putting money in, seeing exactly how much you're getting back, right? Let's say you pay Facebook or pay a business like us, we get you, 10,000 people in your city to see your offer, and let's say our method of getting, doing the advertisement, we get 10,000 eyeballs to look at this, and we get, however many people to call you, hey, I want this offer, right? This is paid ads. You're paying for the eyeballs. So you're paying for eyeballs to see this offer. Now, you just need a good amount of people to say yes to that, and then boom, you're in business, right? That's why I like paid advertisement, because you can see exactly how much money you're putting in, how much money you're getting out. Now, if you've experienced terrible things with paid advertisement, such as like Nextdoor, Angie's List, Thumbtack, all these services, like you're paying for leads, I would double check those, because they're definitely not a good strategy to do it. 99% of landscapers I work with look into or have done those and have had negative experiences, and it makes sense, right? But if you tried paid advertisement in the past, such as like Facebook or Google Ads, maybe you've done them yourself, maybe you've done them with an agency and just didn't have a great experience. It's not that those don't work, is that they just weren't working to the way they're supposed to. Like, they're 85% of the billions of dollars that Facebook gets is actually from people who paid ads, right? All these businesses, it works. You just have to make it work properly. So this is how you get visible. Paid ads, like I said, if you have the capital, look into doing this. If you want to learn how to do it yourself, there's a ton of videos on YouTube. You can subscribe to my YouTube. I'll teach you how to do paid advertisement for yourself. Now, I would suggest you work with a business like ours, just because then you'll shortcut all that learning time and actually get results in as little as 7 days, right? Now, we have that. So what is step 3? So you need to create an offer. You need to get visible. Now, what is step 3? So step 3 should be a little bit more simpler. It's just capture leads. Now, if I were to ask you, where do all your customers, where have you, gotten your customers, right? Most of you will probably say word of mouth, Google, etc. Where are those customers held? This covers this part. If you have them going into a Google Sheet, it's better than nothing. If you don't have a system where all your leads go to, listen up. If I would suggest, as a business owner, is to look into a CRM. What a CRM is just a software where all your leads are inside of. And this allows you to manage it and be organized with your customers or prospects. There's a bunch of different CRM softwares out there. They all cost money. Don't try to cheap out on this, because it's literally a core part of one of your business. It's like filing for an LLC, right? You just have to do it. So definitely don't cheap out. There's a software called Go High Level, GHL, that I recommend. It's around $100 a month, but it does everything you need it to. They have so many more features that I'm not going to go into, but look into getting that. It would definitely be a big help to you. Now, why is capturing leads so important? And of course, we're not just talking about the software. Like, why is this step 3 on getting more clients? So you have your offer, right? Then you get down to get visible. So you have people seeing your offer. And what happens typically is that people are interested in the offer. Some people are interested, so they want to talk to you or get that offer. Hey, I want that offer, right? So you go down here into capture leads. Now, if you have somebody who's interested in your offer because they saw it and it takes you 2 days to respond, they're not going to be interested anymore, right? So capturing leads is super important. What we like to say is that if somebody opts in on an advertisement you're running, or maybe just somebody's just interested in your offer, I would say under 5 minutes is to like contact them, because if it's longer than that, they probably have already went with someone else. Speed to lead is something that is very, very important, right? So as soon as someone lands in your inbox thing, or somebody texts you, or somebody calls you, be super quick to contacting that person. And this should be like one of your core principles in your business, is like you're just on it, right? Because if you might have experienced this in the past, just personally, I have definitely, where I needed a mobile mechanic for my car at the time. And I looked it up on Google, mobile mechanic near me. The first 3 people popped up. I called the first 2 people. They didn't answer. Called the last one, picked up instantly. He got my job, like, or he got the job. Like, I paid him. The other 2, one of them called me back. I was like, hey man, sorry, it's too late. I called someone else. You know, your customers are doing the same exact thing, right? So be 100% on, be very, very, very like strict about how fast you contact prospects and customers, because who knows, that could be a $10,000 job that you just missed out on just because you took 2 minutes longer, right? It is that brutal out there. So, definitely put that as a top priority. So 3 steps of getting customers is standing out with a core offer, preferably high ticket, get visible, run different types of ads, or do outreach, do cold outreach, do warm outreach, and then make sure you're capturing the leads in a place where you can reach out to them. So CRM or anything. Now, if you want me to go deeper into any of these topics, or if there's something that you're confused about in your landscaping business, feel free to comment down below and I'll make a video on that. If you want to join a high-ticket landscaper community where we have a bunch of other landscapers in there, where we can answer your questions one-on-one, we have resources in there, completely free to join. It'll be the first link in the description. It's just a little community. We host a 1-hour weekly hangout in there, kind of answer any business questions you have of what's actually working in the industry right now. And I'm Scott, and I'm glad you were able to watch this video. We help landscapers scale. Currently, one of our clients, booked $14,000 worth of jobs in the first month of working with us. And I hope this video provided you some value. Like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to comment down below and I'll make a video on it.